Hey guys, Neomis here. Now for today's video, I'm going to combine several videos in one. First, I'm going to talk about transfers. Aubameyang has agreed to stay as well as the Arsenal versus Leeds game in the FA Cup. And I went to the game, match day program. Yes, but first, we got to talk about Aubameyang. Aubameyang has agreed to stay at Arsenal. He's committed his future and went out of his way to come out and tell everyone, tell journalists, tell fans on Sunday. I know I haven't uploaded any videos in terms of transfers on Sunday and Monday. And the reason for that is because there were just a lot of weird transfers going around. And I just didn't see any real validity in those. But with this one, this has come around once again. This is the third day I've heard about Aubameyang saying that he's not going anywhere and he's looking to stay at Arsenal. Now he's come out and said from several sources, the Metro, the Independent, the Telegraph, the Mirror, the Sun, all the big boy newspapers have all come out and said that Aubameyang is committed to Arsenal. He's Arsenal's captain, and I'm paraphrasing, so if I don't get a word for it, please, I don't want to hear it in the comments. But yes, he's committed to Arsenal. He's the Arsenal captain, and he's enjoying life at Arsenal. And yes, a couple of days ago, he did say he's not going anywhere for now, which I know AFTV covered it as well. And that's exactly how I see the situation. Depending on how Arsenal are from now until the end of the season, will be dependent on whether we manage to keep Aubameyang for the long term, which is absolutely fine. My expectation is that he will eventually go in the summer. But just if, he manages and decides to stay at Arsenal, I would have mad respect for Aubameyang, because I've watched this club have brilliant strikers and they've left. Most of the strikers I've liked, the likes of Adebayor, who I fucking hate, Robin van Persie, who everyone who's listening to this as an Arsenal fan, I still like RVP. Sorry, I had so many good memories of RVP. Thierry Henry left Barcelona. Ian Wright, I mean, it was a little different with Ian. Ian was a lot older, but still, our best striker's leaving. And to have our best striker in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang stay at Arsenal Football Club and sign on for, let's say, another 2 to 3 years and basically retire at Arsenal where, we get the best out of him, I would absolutely love that. Absolutely love it. And if that does happen, and when it does, or if it does, then I'm going to make another video talking about what Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could possibly do in terms of becoming Arsenal's all-time goal scorer. But we'll see. We'll see how all of that goes. But really happy to hear that Aubameyang wants to stay at the club as well. Other news, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Jerome Boateng, that looks like there's something there and that could actually happen, which I'm glad about, and I'm glad that I reported it. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. There was also some other news on Hakim Ziyech. I will not be talking about that on this video. I do not want to talk about it because, to be honest, I believe that the Ziyech stuff is a bit of bullshit. So yeah, I won't go there with Ziyech. And until I see a little bit more, I just won't. I don't want to talk about it. I believe it's all fluff. I believe it's all bullshit. In the summer, we had the chance to potentially sign him for 20-25 mil. Why all of a sudden would Arsenal be looking to buy Ziyech now? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Really doesn't. But let's talk about the big thing. That's right. Arsenal Leeds. Now, for the past several games, home games, I've been going to, and for the most part, I've been very impressed by the boys. I mean, they've come up there with fight and energy, and you know they're doing all the little things, and even players like Mesut Ozil, who I criticize all the time, and you know I completely had enough of Mesut Ozil 2 years ago. He was doing all the right things, but now when we come to Arsenal Leeds, where is this guy? As a matter of fact, where is everyone? This game was the definition of a game of two halves. We children, cover your ears. I don't know if there are children who are under 10 that watch this, but cover your ears. This game in the first half was absolutely dog shit. Leeds, and I know there are a couple of Leeds fans who were commenting on my preview video of this, like wanting and attempting to give me shit. People on Twitter, other Leeds fans on Twitter, was bigging up their club, and you know what? Props for them for doing that. I actually have no problem with that. You know, you're a Leeds fan, you're a football fan. Generally, you're coming to play Arsenal, and you want to big up your side. Completely get it. But Leeds, if they were more clinical, they should have destroyed us in the first half. They had so many chances. They hit the crossbar. I mean, their build-up play was actually pretty impressive. And this is probably the third time that I've watched Leeds over the past couple of years. And again, I'm continually impressed by the way how they play. I truly believe that, you know, Bielsa has got to get them to the Premier League. And then, I mean, they've got to strengthen it a little bit more. But wow, the build-up play, the passing move, it's Premier League quality. I mean, triangles all over the pitch, like one-touch football. Like they were doing all the right things in order to lead up to the goal, and all they were really missing was people that could literally get the ball on target and score. I mean, if you'd put Aubameyang in their side, they were winning that game. Probably at least 2 to 3-0. They were that good in the first half. And Arsenal were shocking. Absolutely shocking. So many players just, you could tell they were just going through the motions and were just like, oh, yeah, you know, it's Leeds. We're going to get our chance. Blah, blah, blah. Like, why do we need to try so hard? And I saw it from virtually everyone. I would say apart from Lacazette and Sokratis. Ozil wasn't tracking back. He was getting frustrated. David Luiz was making, he made one mistake in the first half. I will say that. Apart from that, he was absolutely brilliant. Rob Holding made one mistake as well. Kolasinac not tracking back, just woeful. Pepe not tracking back. Ozil not tracking back. Granit misplaced passes, not tracking back. And for Granit, that happened quite a few times in the first half. Guendouzi at times not tracking back as well. And it was and Reiss Nelson not tracking back. And I know you could see him on the thumbnail, but he was probably the worst player in the first half. And in a way, I do feel sorry for Reiss, because even though he's an academy player, comes out of our academy, has done reasonably well going on loan at Hoffenheim last season, the guy lacks some serious confidence. There was a moment during the first half where David Luiz had a word with him. And to everybody that watched it on TV, you wouldn't have seen this. I haven't watched it on TV, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have seen it just because of the angle that it was. And it was more in the corner, which is where I was sitting. And I saw David Luiz had a conversation with Reiss. And I know what the conversation was about. It wasn't angry, but it was more of like a pick me up, like to say, hey, you can do this. Because you can do it. I mean, not skipping ahead too much, but Reiss, you scored the fucking goal. Like, you should be confident. But I see Reiss so many times, and even the last, 2, 3 games that he's played for Arsenal, and a lot of the times he looks lost on the pitch. Everyone else either performs badly and knows what they're doing, but Reiss is the only one who I could honestly say looks like he's completely out of his element. He looks like he's scared, he's nervous, he doesn't know what to do. And because he doesn't know what to do, he just sticks to his position, which is fine. But he wasn't making any runs, wasn't allowing the possibility to upset the Leeds defence by making runs to maybe allow space for Pepe or Lacazette or maybe another midfield runner. And it was so many times in the first half that I was like, come on, Reiss. And I'm a big fan of Reiss. I don't think you understand this. Like, out of the players that have come out of the academy, Reiss Nelson is probably the first academy player that I've seen in many years who I've been like, you know what? He's going to be world class. And I know, listen, stop. Don't get on my back. I don't want to hear it, but that was the first thing I said. He was going to be world class. His technical skill, the way he's dribbling, trying to drive into the box. When he is confident, Reiss Nelson looks like, I don't even want to say, in a way I kind of compared him to Hazard. And I know I'm jumping the gun, but that was my first initial reaction. And this was under the Wenger era. And I said all he needed was goals in his game, and he would be absolutely fine. And then in the second half, see, good segue there. He performs. He does absolutely fantastic. Starts making those runs. He started upsetting the defense. And he did really, really well. Really, really well. Like, after the game, in the interviews, and I was reading on the Bleacher Report, Lacazette came out and said, oh, what was the team talk at halftime? And he said, oh, there was a lot of shouting. And I was thinking, you're damn fucking right, there better be a lot of shouting. Because how they was in the first half was completely unacceptable. Unacceptable. They did not show up in the first half. And I predicted for this game, this was going to be 3-0. This was a hell of a lot closer. So Leeds fans, if you're watching this, you should be proud of your team. Absolutely proud. Because in the first half, they gave Arsenal a damn good game, and they probably should have won this game if they had been more clinical. And you know what? Maybe if they had Eddie Nketiah playing up front instead of that Chelsea reject, Patrick Bamford, maybe, just maybe, they would have won this game. But everyone stepped up in the second half. Lacazette continued with the way how he played, held the ball up well, even though he didn't get a goal. Like, I would have gave him a solid 8 out of 10 for me. But everyone stepped up. Guendouzi looks like he's gotten better, holds the ball up really well now. Really happy with his performance. Pepe was okay-ish. I mean, he did reasonably well. Didn't really impress me too much. But for me, it's got to be Sokratis was the man of the match. I mean, what a fucking legend. Sokratis was the most consistent performer in this game, first and second half. Had a couple of chances to score, came very close. Tried to hit it on the volley late on, I believe in the 85th minute. But so close from Sokratis. Very consistent. But we can't keep going on in games like this. Yes, it's the FA Cup. But come on, we can't be putting this form into the league. And now the next FA Cup game, which I believe is in the next couple of weeks, we've got Bournemouth. Bournemouth, look, they just got a win in the FA Cup this past weekend. Who knows? Maybe they might be up for this game, but I know, like us, they've got quite a few injuries. I know some players are coming back for them, but I'll talk about kind of Bournemouth Arsenal preview, which is away to Bournemouth later on. But let's see what happens there. But really happy with the boys. Would have liked the score to be a lot higher, but it's one of those games where we just got the job done. But guys, thank you once again for watching this video. Thank you for the comments with the recent videos as well. Please comment, like, subscribe if you want. I don't know why you wouldn't if you're watching this video this far on. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Peace.